And today you have the Harrison Farms. They are actually one of the oldest farmers in our community. Yesterday and today probably are the two. We had Lee Farm yesterday, and this is, are you guys fourth generation? Are you fourth generation? So we have a fourth generation farming here. And they go back to, what year was your family, do you think? Early 20s? Probably when your grandpa, great-grandpa? Yeah. So they have been here, and so this is Amanda Harrison Brooks. She is their food safety coordinator director for the farm, plus many other things that she does there. And then this is Blake Harrison. He is one of the sons, the fourth generation here of farmers. So I'm going to introduce Amanda a little bit. She's going to tell you a little bit about food safety. And I'll let you have Blake talk a little bit about their farm, just slightly, and then I'll give you some information on what you're going to do out here on the U of A farm. All right, Amanda. She's due to have a baby any day. We're so glad she's still here.
Can you see what the time says on there?
Hi, everyone. First, let me start by asking you a question. Raise your hand if you eat leafy greens. That's actually one of the first questions or connections we try to make between our employees and what they do. We try to connect that it's not just going to the rest of our country and other countries, but it's the same food that could end up on their table and their loved ones eat it. So it's important to them to make it safe for their families and for everybody else that eats the produce that we're growing out here. So, excuse me, I get nervous. So we don't have an hour to go through the entire food safety training that we would be giving our employees, but we're just going to touch on a few of the most important things right now. If you have personal items like your purse, wallet, things like that, well, you can probably keep your wallet, but loose change or keys, go ahead and leave those items on the bus. We don't want them falling in the produce. If you have a camera, that's okay. I'm sure the folks at AWC will catch that before they chop it up and put it in your salad later. Things that we ask our employees not to do: no eating, drinking, spitting, chewing gum, smoking, thank you, in the field. So let's refrain from those. And then the most important thing that we ask our employees to do, and we're going to ask you to do today, is to wash your hands. So the proper way to wash your hands is going to be to get them wet, soap, lather up about 20 seconds. You can sing yourself happy birthday while you're doing that. Rinse, use your paper towels, and then throw those in the trash can. And then we have gloves, hair nets for you all to put on, and you'll do that right after you wash your hands, and then we'll head out to the field. One last safety tip: each couple is going to be getting a knife. It is a little muddy out here, so we want you to be very careful when you're walking, and also keep your knives. Make sure you're not waving them around while you're walking around out there. Keep them down. Seems like common sense, but you'd be surprised. So that nobody gets hurt. Okay. So, any questions regarding food safety that you have for me right now? Nope. If you think of anything while you're out there, please don't hesitate to ask.
I just want to thank you guys for coming out, and honestly, any question's a good question, so feel free to ask us while you're out there.
We knew Blake when he was just this little, so cute. Cute. Anyway, great. Actually, the Harrison family was the very first family we were introduced to. Our farm came here from the San Francisco Bay Area about 28 years ago, and the Harrison farm was the very first family that we were introduced to and became very good friends and families with. So our kids have kind of all grown up together. Question back here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Most of your workers that work in the field, do they come from the United States, or they come across from Mexico, or?
It depends. We have different programs. They're all legal workers. We do have what they call an H-2A program, which is a program that they come and live here for the season. They are all documented there. They stay in H-2A housing programs. We provide housing. Everything that you need for them, we need to provide for them. Some do have legal visa papers that they cross the borders every day, and then there's some who just are that live here in the area. So yes, we are by law have to hire only legal workers, and based on all the paperwork and stuff that we must do. And you know, when you get with when Eddie Harrison will be the, who's getting on the bus today? Is it Blake? Eddie will, Amanda's dad will be on the bus. Those are great questions to ask for that too. But what I would like to go through to you right now is what you're going to be doing out in the field. This is the University of Arizona Ag Extension Farm. It is through their partnership that has allowed us to do what we do for the Ag Tourism Program. We have another partner out at AWC, and we will talk about them when we get out there for the luncheon today. But the University of Arizona puts together this field. It is a very difficult thing. As you can look out your window here, what you're kind of seeing is an overview of all the different products that are grown here in the Yuma County. And it is a very difficult thing to do. How many of you have a backyard garden and where you are? And you know how time consuming a small backyard garden is. And that is what this is about. This is a very hard, you'll see a little row of cabbage, a row of broccoli, a row of parsley. A lot of this has to be hand done with a hand planter. It's not like our farms and the Harrison farms where we plant 50 acres at a time of one thing. So this is a very hard and time consuming thing. Because of that, some of the produce that we hoped to be ready to go now is not quite at stage yet, you know, because spinach grows a lot faster than broccoli does. So, but this is all planted in there. We've got different, for the next, you know, 2.5 months that we do these tours, we have different plantings, and this is the first planting here. So like red cabbage, I noticed yesterday, is a sign out there that shows you can see what it looks like in the beginning stages, but the cabbage is not quite yet to head. So just to be aware that you might be out there, and you know, like beets yesterday, I noticed the beets aren't quite, you know, ready, but again, it's a very difficult thing to do at one time, and I appreciate the University of Arizona for doing it. It's a time-consuming, expensive project. But when you get out there, I want everybody to pull out your 2 cute little bags here. You have, can I show them? I'm borrowing it. Everybody have these bags, so let's pull these out. And each should have 2 of them. Each of you, as even though you're partners, so you should have 4 altogether if you're a team here. And 1 bag is going to be for you to find 2 things only, not 3, not 4, 2 things that you'd like to take home. So if you see, like, let's say parsley, or you see some spinach, and you see a little head of spinach, you know, pull out that, you know, that spinach. It's not really a head because it's leafy, but you can pull that and take it with you. If you see a head of romaine or a head of butter lettuce or whatever, you can put 2 things in here of your choice, all right? The other bag, thank you, I'm using it as a demo. The other bag you're going to be given as you get off the bus on Sponge, you're going to go out to Kate here at the top, and she's going to give you a card. On that card will be the list of 2 things. And those are the produce that we take out to AWC for them to prepare the next meal. So that's going to go in your second bag. You can leave the card inside the bag if you'd like, or you can hand it to Kate at the end when you're done. It doesn't matter. Don't throw it away, though. We do need you to keep it. And that will go in your second bag, and that's going to be deposited in those bins at the very end of the field there. And you'll put those in that. So 2 for you to take home as a gift, fun thing, and 2 for you to be instructed. It's kind of a scavenger hunt. You'll have to go find those things, and they go from the top here all the way down. Some of the herbs are down at the bottom down there. So kind of make your way. We did notice yesterday that it was a very muddy field. They did some watering, and it's been cool mornings, so it's not drying out as quickly as sometimes they hope to dry out. So there are some walking beds, and as you can see, we call the bed the top of the furrow, and then down below is where they put the water. If you'd like to walk, the best way is to walk on the beds that is empty. There's nothing planted on it. You can see how, like, Blake there is kind of crossing over. You can cross over. Be very careful not to step on any produce because you don't want that. And you can kind of do that. But the part that's going to be the wettest is in the bottom where the water is